The sound behind the wall there was a loud click. Anna's fingers froze on the dial of the old metal safe. Her heart pounded so hard she could hear it in her ears. She didn't expect it to open. For years, she had passed by that safe tucked behind the bookshelf in her husband's study, hidden like a secret that didn't belong to her. But tonight was different. The house was too quiet. Her husband, Daniel, had left suddenly after receiving a phone call. He said it was work. No kiss, no explanation, just a rushed goodbye and squealing tires. He hadn't even taken his briefcase. That was strange. Daniel never left without it. Anna stood in the study, barefoot, wearing his old hoodie. She had planned to fold laundry. Instead, something drew her to the bookshelf, something she couldn't explain. Maybe it was the look in Daniel's eyes before he left. Maybe it was the feeling in her stomach, a knot of fear she couldn't untangle. Had found the safe's key last month in his sock drawer, taped beneath an envelope marked "Do Not Open." She hadn't touched it until now. As she pulled the heavy door open, a gust of cold air brushed her face. Inside, she expected to see documents, or maybe cash. But what she saw was much worse. There were photographs, stacks of them, tied in string, a child's drawing, folded with careful creases, a woman's scar, familiar, floral, stained, and then a small brown envelope. Her name was on it. Anna. Her hands trembled as she opened it. Inside was a letter. "If you're reading this, I'm probably already dead, or gone. I never wanted you to find out this way, but the truth is bigger than both of us." And it started. "Long before we met." She stopped reading. Her legs felt weak, her stomach turned cold. What truth? What was Daniel hiding? She pulled the stack of photographs from the safe and set them on the desk. The first photo made her drop the whole pile. Was Daniel, but not the man she knew. In the picture, he looked younger. He was standing in front of a black car, holding hands with a woman Anna had never seen before. She looked almost exactly like Anna, but not quite. Same eyes, same smile, but not Anna. Who was she? Flipping through the rest of the photographs, she saw more. The same woman, sometimes with Daniel, sometimes alone. And then, in one photo, the woman was holding a baby. The child looked just like Daniel. Anna couldn't breathe. Daniel had always said he didn't want kids, said it wasn't the right time, said they should wait. Now here was this woman, a baby, a life Anna knew nothing about. She dropped to the floor, the photos slipping through her fingers like leaves. Who was her husband, and why had he hidden this? Suddenly, she heard something, a creak from behind the wall. The safe stood against a wall that connected to the garage, but this sound, it came from the other side, behind the drywall. A slow, dragging sound. Anna stood up quickly, her breath sharp in her throat. She pressed her ear to the wall. Nothing, then another creak. She turned on the study light. Nothing moved. She checked the hallway, empty, but something was wrong. Her skin tingled. She gathered the photos and the letter and stuffed them into a drawer. Then she closed the safe and pushed the bookshelf back in place. Her fingers moved fast, shaking. Her heart didn't slow down. Daniel wasn't just hiding secrets, he was hiding something alive. She grabbed her phone and opened the voice recorder. She didn't know what was happening, but she knew enough. She couldn't trust her husband. That night, she lay in bed, the letter clutched to her chest. Sleep didn't come. Every creak, every gust of wind outside made her jump. In the morning, Daniel hadn't returned, and when she checked his location using the family GPS app they had always shared, his icon had vanished, just gone. As if he had disappeared into thin air. The woman in the photo, Anna, didn't sleep that night. She lay awake on the bed, staring at the ceiling while the shadows of dawn crept across the room. Her phone stayed in her hand, clutched tightly, but there were no calls, no texts, nothing from Daniel. It was like he had disappeared from the world by morning. Her fear had turned into something sharper, determination. She took the photos from the drawer and spread them across the dining table. There were at least 30. Daniel was in almost all of them. So was the other woman. Anna leaned closer. The woman, she looked so much like her. The resemblance was chilling, same dark hair, same cheekbones, even a similar smile. But her eyes were colder, wiser, worn. And then, the baby appeared in more of the pictures. A little boy, maybe 2 or 3 years old. One photo stopped Anna completely. It was the woman holding the boy in front of a white house with a blue mailbox. Anna had never seen that house before. But behind them was a street sign, Mulberry Street. Anna quickly grabbed her laptop. She searched Mulberry Street and filtered by nearby cities. There were several, but only one was within driving distance, about 45 minutes away. Was it possible? Could Daniel have been living a double life all this time? She thought back to the late nights, the long business trips, the way he always locked his study. Her heart ached as the memories replayed. All those moments she thought he was just tired or distracted. All those times she blamed herself. Now, it made sense, or at least, part of it did. Still gripping the photo, Anna stood up. She changed clothes, grabbed her car keys, and left the house without telling anyone where she was going. The drive to Mulberry Street was quiet, the road lined with trees and cloudy skies. It felt like the kind of day where the world was holding its breath. Anna's hands were tight on the wheel. Her eyes darted from road signs to house numbers. Then she saw it. The White House blue mailbox. Just like in the photo. Her chest tightened. She pulled over across the street and shut off the engine. For several minutes, she just sat there. What if she was wrong? What if she knocked and the woman didn't know Daniel? What if she did? Then, the front door opened. Anna ducked slightly. Heart pounding, a woman stepped out. The same woman from the photo. She wore jeans, a grey sweater, and was holding a coffee mug. Her long hair was tied back casually, and behind her, a small boy came running out, laughing. Around 4 or 5. Now, Anna's eyes filled with tears. He looked just like Daniel. She couldn't wait anymore. Without thinking, Anna got out of the car and walked across the street. Her steps were quick, her pulse wild. The woman saw her coming and tilted her head, confused. "Hi, can I help you?" the woman asked, cautious. Anna stopped at the edge of the porch. I'm sorry. This is going to sound strange. My name is Anna. I'm Daniel's wife." The woman's face changed instantly. Not shock, not confusion, fear. She looked around quickly, then grabbed the boy's hand and pulled him behind her. "You shouldn't be here," she said. Anna's breath caught. "So it's true. You know him." The woman's hands shook slightly. "What do you want?" "I just found out about all this. The photos, the safe, the letter with my name on it. I don't understand any of it." The woman looked at her for a long time. Her eyes softened, but only a little. "You weren't supposed to find out," she whispered. Anna stepped forward. "Who are you? Why is there a child that looks exactly like my husband?" The woman looked down at the boy, and then back at Anna. "My name is Mira, and this is Ethan. He's Daniel's son." The words hit like a punch. Daniel's son. Anna backed away, shaking her head. Why? Why would he lie to both of us? Mira's lips trembled. "He didn't lie to me. I knew about you." Anna stared at her, stunned. "I never wanted this," Mira said. "I was part of something dangerous. So was Daniel. But he promised to protect us both, you and me. He told me if I ever saw you, it would mean something terrible had happened." Anna's stomach dropped. Something terrible. Like what? Mira looked at her, her face pale. "If Daniel's gone, then it means they've found him." Anna's voice cracked. Who found him?" Mira didn't answer. She just looked at Anna with sorrow in her eyes. Then, before Anna could ask again, Mira grabbed her arm and pulled her inside the house. "You need to get off the street, now." The file and the floorboards. Anna barely had time to process the shock before the door slammed behind her. Mira locked it quickly, then pulled the curtains shut with shaking hands. "What's going on?" Anna asked, her voice rising. "Why are you acting like we're being watched?" Mira didn't speak at first. She paced for a few seconds, clearly deciding how much to say. Then she looked Anna straight in the eyes. "Did Daniel ever tell you what he did before he married you?" Anna frowned. "He said he worked in finance, international business, some travel, nothing strange." Mira let out a humorless laugh. "That's what he told me too, but it was a lie." She walked over to a small bookshelf in the living room. Behind it was a trapdoor in the floor. Mira lifted it and pulled out a metal file box. "I only found this after he disappeared the first time," she said. Anna stepped closer as Mira opened the box and took out several folders filled with papers, passports, photos, and government stamps. Everything looked old and official. Some of it was in other languages: Arabic, Russian, Chinese. One document had Daniel's face on it, but a different name, David Ellis. Another had him listed as deceased. Anna stared at it, her mouth dry. "Is this real?" Mira nodded slowly. "Daniel worked for a private intelligence group. They weren't government, but they did work for them covert stuff. High risk. He got out 10 years ago, or so he claimed. But someone from that world never really escapes. Anna's head was spinning. You're saying my husband was a spy, something like that? He disappeared for 2 years before he met you. He thought he could start over with you, live clean. I think he loved you for real. But when I found out I was pregnant, he came back into my life. He said he'd protect the child, that he owed him that much. Anna sat on the couch, unable to speak. All this time, she thought she knew him. The man who made coffee for her every morning. The man who hated horror movies, loved quiet walks, and remembered their anniversary every year. And now, she was being told he had 2 identities, 2 families, and possibly enemies who wanted him dead. What happened the first time he disappeared? Anna asked quietly. Myra sat down across from her. He said someone from his past had tracked him. He left to protect us. But before he did, he gave me this box and said if he ever vanished again, I should hide it and never contact anyone. Not even you. Anna shook her head. Why hide it from me? Because you weren't supposed to know. He didn't want you involved in any of this. He said if you ever found out, it would mean he failed. Suddenly, Anna remembered the letter in the safe. If you're reading this, I'm probably already dead. She closed her eyes, tears building. Myra leaned forward. Anna, I know this is too much. I lived through it once. It's terrifying, but there's something worse. Anna opened her eyes. What? I think someone's watching the house. Later that day, as Mira put Ethan down for a nap, Anna stood at the kitchen window, staring out at the street. A black car was parked across from the house. It hadn't moved in 2 hours. The windows were tinted. The engine was off. Anna grabbed her phone and snapped a photo. She turned to Myra. That car's been there since I got here. Myra joined her at the window and cursed under her breath. That's not a neighbor. Then the phone rang. Anna jumped. Unknown number. She answered slowly. Hello. No one spoke at first. Just static. Then a voice, low, calm, distorted. You opened the safe. That was a mistake. Anna's blood ran cold. Who is this? The line went dead. She stared at the screen, her hands trembling. No, she whispered. Mira's face paled. We have to leave. Anna shook her head. Leave where? Somewhere no one knows us. I have an emergency cabin in the woods. Daniel helped set it up years ago. It's under a different name. We can hide there. Just until we figure out what they want. Anna hesitated. Her whole life had changed in less than 24 hours. From a quiet wife in a suburban home, to the target of a secret war she didn't understand. But one thing was clear, whoever was watching, they weren't going to stop. Okay, Anna said finally. Let's go. Mira nodded. Pack light. We move at sunset. As they gathered a few essentials, Anna found something tucked in the back of the file box. A second letter. This one wasn't addressed to Mira or Anna. It was unsigned. Just a few lines. They're closer than you think. Don't trust anyone, not even the people you love. The truth is buried deeper than the safe. Follow the blue notebook, and whatever happens, protect the child. Anna looked at Myra. What blue notebook? Myra's face went blank. I've never seen any notebook. Anna folded the letter and slipped it into her bag. Somehow, she had a feeling this mystery was far from over. The blue notebook. By sunset, Anna, Mira, and little Ethan were already miles away from Mulberry Street. They took back roads, changed cars, an old pickup Mira kept for emergencies, and left their phones behind. No signals, no GPS, no digital trails. The road twisted through the forest as trees grew thicker around them. The deeper they went, the darker it became. It felt like they were leaving one world and entering another. Finally, Mira stopped in front of a small, weathered cabin surrounded by pine trees. It looked abandoned, but inside it was clean and organized, like someone had always been waiting for a moment like this. This is it, Mira said. We're safe here, for now. But Anna wasn't so sure. Nothing felt safe anymore. That night, after Ethan fell asleep in the upstairs room, Anna sat alone on the cabin porch, reading the letter again. The truth is buried deeper than the safe. Follow the blue notebook. She held a flashlight and searched the contents of the file box again. No blue notebook. Nothing even close. She asked Myra twice, but the woman insisted she had never seen anything like that. So what did Daniel mean? Was it hidden in their house, or somewhere else? Anna stared at the trees, thinking about her husband's eyes, the quiet sadness in them, the weight he always carried but never explained. And suddenly, she remembered something. A few months ago, Daniel had built a secret compartment under their bed. He told Anna it was just for keeping things safe, important documents, passports, things in case of an emergency. She never questioned it, but she hadn't looked inside in weeks. Could the notebook be there? Her mind buzzed with uncertainty. "We need to go back," Anna said aloud. The next morning Myra protested. "Are you crazy? We just got out." Anna stayed firm. "If we don't find that notebook, we'll never understand any of this. Daniel wanted us to find it. That means it's important." Myra looked at Ethan, then back at Anna. "You're going alone. I won't lead anyone back here. I'll take a cab halfway and walk the rest." Myra sighed. "If you're not back by sunset tomorrow, I'll assume you didn't make it." Anna nodded. "Fair enough." By late afternoon, Anna stood once again outside the house she used to call home. It felt like a ghost place now. The blinds were drawn, the mailbox stuffed. The world had moved on. She entered through the side door, careful and quiet. Every step felt heavier than the last. Upstairs, she pulled back the rug under their bed and opened the hidden compartment, and there it was, a blue notebook, worn, old, thick with pages. She opened it slowly. The first page had Daniel's handwriting. "If something happens to me, start here." Her hands trembled. The pages were filled with dates, maps, names, codes, and locations. Some had red circles, others had lines drawn from one place to another. There were photos taped in between surveillance shots, people Anna had never seen before. Notes, scribbled in the margins. Then came something even stranger. A list titled, "Do Not Trust." There were 5 names, and one of them was Myra Kane. Anna froze. Myra's last name right there. She flipped the page quickly, heart racing. Another note. "Myra is not who she says she is. She was part of Operation Silent Route. If she contacts you, don't go with her. She's dangerous." Anna backed away, breath caught in her throat. Had she just left a child with someone Daniel believed was a threat? She closed the notebook, stuffed it into her backpack, and quietly slipped out of the house. She didn't stop to rest. She didn't look back. She needed to get to Ethan. By the time Anna returned to the cabin, it was nearly midnight. The lights were off, too quiet. She approached the door carefully and opened it slowly. "Hello," she whispered. No answer. She walked inside, then stopped. The place had been turned upside down, drawers open, chairs knocked over, papers scattered. She ran upstairs. Ethan, his bed was empty. She rushed to Myra's room, gone. Her heart dropped then. She saw it written on the wall in thick black marker. "He warned you. Truth has many faces." Anna stared at the words on the wall. "He warned you." The black marker ink dripped slightly, as if it had been written not long ago. The silence in the cabin was so deep, she could hear her own breath. Ethan was gone. Myra was gone. Anna dropped to her knees, heart pounding. Daniel's warning echoed in her mind. Don't trust anyone, not even the people you love. Her hands shook as she opened the blue notebook again, flipping through the pages to the section on Myra. There were more notes there, hidden in the middle of pages about international arms deals, double agents, and strange code names. Daniel had written, "Myra was one of us." Then she disappeared for 3 years. When she returned, she wasn't the same. "I don't know who's controlling her now, but she's dangerous." Anna's chest tightened. Had she walked right into a trap? Was Myra protecting Ethan or using him, and where would she go? She pulled herself off the floor and searched the cabin. There were no signs of a fight, no blood, no broken windows, which meant Myra hadn't been taken. She had left. But why? Anna checked every drawer, every corner. Nothing useful. Then she spotted something under the table, a small USB flash drive. Almost missed. It was taped to the underside of a drawer and covered in dust. She pulled out her laptop, plugged it in. One folder, one video file. She clicked. Daniel's face appeared on the screen. Her breath caught. It wasn't a polished recording, just a rough video, taken in a dim room. He looked tired, pale, but his eyes were full of urgency. Double quotes, "Anna, if you're watching this, something's gone wrong. Myra found you. That means you're already in danger. I left everything I could in the blue notebook, but there's one thing I didn't include, because I wasn't sure who to trust. Now, I have to tell you, Myra and I, we were partners, years ago, before I met you, before Ethan. She was brilliant, brave, but she got too close to something. A group called the Root. They don't work for governments, they work for power, and they want Ethan. Anna froze, not because of who he is, but because of what he carries. Ethan has a genetic marker, something rare. It could be used to unlock a biological weapon that no one should ever touch. Daniel leaned closer. If Mira took him, it might be to protect him, or to deliver him. I honestly don't know anymore. But you must stop her. Go to the coordinates in the last page of the notebook. There's someone waiting there, someone I trust. They can help you. Anna, I'm sorry for everything. I never wanted you to be part of this world, but now you are, and the only way out is through. The video ended. Anna sat in silence for a long time. Then she opened the final page of the blue notebook. There it was, coordinates. A location in the mountains, a few hours away. A name, Langford. No phone number, no instructions, just the name. She packed quickly, keeping the notebook and flash drive close. She didn't have a gun, she didn't have training, but she had something stronger, now a reason to fight. Ethan wasn't just Daniel's child. He was now the key to something far bigger than their family. The drive to the mountains was long and quiet. Fog rolled in, covering the winding road. Anna followed the map, manually, no GPS, no online trail. Eventually, she reached a small cabin near an old ranger's station. It looked abandoned, just like the last one. But this time, someone stepped out when she pulled in. A man, gray beard, tall, calm eyes. "You're Anna?" he asked. She nodded. "I'm Langford," he said. "Daniel told me to expect you a little earlier, to be honest." "Ethan's missing," she said. Langford's expression changed. "Then we're out of time." Inside the cabin, he pulled out a satellite map and marked a red X. "This is where she'd go. It's an old research lab shut down, forgotten, but they still use it for certain experiments." Anna felt sick. "She's taking him there." Langford nodded. "If she's working for the route, she's delivering him tonight, then we have to stop her." Langford looked at her. "Serious, Anna? If she's already handed him over, we may not get him back." Anna's eyes filled with tears, but she didn't break. "Then we fight." Langford handed her a small black case. Inside was a tranquilizer pistol, lightweight. "You won't win a shootout, but you might win with strategy." They left within minutes. By the time they reached the lab, the forest was quiet. Too quiet. Langford cut the engine and pointed to the far side. Their movement. Anna saw it too. A woman, holding a child. Mira. Anna didn't wait. She got out of the car and ran. "Mira." The woman turned quickly. She looked tired, scared, but she didn't run. "Anna, wait." Anna raised the pistol. "Where's Ethan?" "I didn't give him to them," Mira said, stepping forward. "I couldn't." She turned slowly, revealing the boy in her arms, sleeping, unharmed. "I changed my mind. I remembered who I was." Langford came closer, weapon drawn. "Why should we believe you?" Mira looked at Anna. "Because I was one of them. But when I saw you risk everything for a child who wasn't even yours, I knew I couldn't do it." Tears ran down Anna's cheeks. "Give him to me," she whispered. Mira nodded. She handed Ethan over softly, gently. Anna held him close, his small arms wrapping around her neck. Mira stepped back and raised her hands. "I'll disappear now," she said. Langford moved toward her. "Not tonight." Suddenly, a shot rang out. Myra collapsed to the ground. A second figure appeared in the trees, gun raised. Langford tackled Anna to the ground, shielding Ethan. Shots rang in the distance. The forest had become a battlefield. The price of the truth. The forest echoed with gunfire. Anna lay flat on the ground, shielding Ethan with her body, her heart pounding like a drum. Langford had pushed them behind a fallen tree as bullets tore through the trees. Somewhere behind them, Mira was down, hit by the first shot. The second figure, the gunman in black, moved silently like a shadow. Langford whispered, "We have to move now." Anna nodded, still holding Ethan tightly. He was crying, small hands clenched to her shirt, but alive. Langford handed her a second flash drive. "If I don't make it, this has the rest. Take it to the press. Expose them." "What? No," she cried. "We're not leaving without you." But Langford had already stood up and opened fire toward the enemy's position, drawing attention away. "Run, Anna. Get him out of here." Anna ran. She didn't think, she just ran. Through the trees, down the narrow trail, her breath sharp, her arms aching from carrying Ethan. Her feet stumbled on roots and rocks, but she never stopped. Behind her, the forest cracked with one final deafening shot. Then, silence. She didn't know if Langford was alive. She just kept going. 2 hours later, Anna sat alone in the back of a local clinic in a nearby town. Ethan slept, wrapped in a borrowed blanket, safe in her lap. She had no phone, no ID, no idea who to trust, but she had the blue notebook. And now, the second flash drive. She opened it on the clinic's public computer. Inside were names, documents, photos, emails, videos, everything Langford had promised. Proof of a secret organization that had infiltrated governments, health agencies, and military labs. Details of experiments, cover-ups, and what they called the Ethon Protocol. Daniel had tried to stop them. He had died for it. Now, it was Anna's burden to carry. In the weeks that followed, Anna made a choice. She didn't go to the police, not the government. She didn't trust them anymore. Instead, she sent the contents of the flash drive and the notebook to 10 different journalists across the world, trusted well-known names who had once interviewed whistleblowers and exposed powerful secrets. And then she vanished, with a new identity, new home, and a promise: Ethan would never be used as a weapon. 2 years later, a quiet town on the coast of New Zealand. Ethan, now 6, ran across the beach laughing, chasing a paper kite. Anna watched from a wooden bench, her eyes following him with quiet joy. He didn't remember everything, but he remembered enough. He knew he had a mother who wasn't his, by blood but by choice, and that she had risked everything to keep him safe. That mattered more than names or bloodlines. The world had changed since then. A major news scandal had erupted. A year ago, journalists had leaked classified documents exposing illegal human research programs tied to several international agencies. People protested in cities. A few arrests were made. Some disappeared. The public would never know the full truth, but it was enough to stop the program, enough to buy Ethan a life. Anna opened a worn book beside Hertha, same blue notebook. On the last page, in Daniel's handwriting, was a note she had once skipped. In the end, it's not about secrets or safety. It's about choosing what kind of world we leave for the ones we love. If you're reading this, then maybe you still have time to make that choice. Choose better. Be better. She smiled softly. Daniel was gone. Myra's fate remained unknown. Langford was never found, but Ethan was here. And so was she. She had no medals, no fame, just quiet mornings, school lunches, and bedtime stories, and that was enough. She watched Ethan run along the sand, arms out like wings, free and full of life. Anna had once opened a safe and found lies, betrayal, and fear, but in the end, she had also found something else: purpose, final lines, and lessons. The truth, no matter how painful, leads us to choices that define who we are. And sometimes, protecting one innocent life can change the course of many. The end.